Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Krishna Rakshatano Jagatraya Guruhu Krishnam Namasyamyaham Krishne Namarasyatravo Vinihataha Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha. Krishna Deva Samuthitam Jagadidam Krishnasya Dasosmyaham Krishne Tisthati Sarvametadakhilam Ye Krishna Samrakshamam. Jai Srimanarayana, with the blessings of Sri Chinajaya Swamiji. We're continuing chapter 6. We finished sloka 16. Today we'll continue from sloka 17. I'll share my screen. Here, one moment. I have to. Sure, yes. Okay, can you see? Sloka 17.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Please chant. Yuktahara viharasya.
Yuktahara viharasya.
Yukta chestasya karmasu.
Yukta cheshtasya karmasu.
Yukta swapnavabodhasya.
Yukta swapnavabodhasya
Yogo bhavati dukkhaha.
yogo bhavati dukkhaha.
Let's chant together.
Yuktahara
Yuktahara viharasya
Viharasya.
yukta
Yukta
chestasya
chestasya
karmasu
karmasu.
yukta
Yukta
swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati
bhavati
dukkhaha.
dukkhaha. Jai Srimanarayan. So, Lord Krishna is continuing to talk about, in the previous sloka, he said that, one who eats too much, or one who does not eat at all, one who sleeps too much, one who does not sleep at all, for that person, there is no meditation. Meditation is not possible for such a person, right? So that is what Lord Krishna mentioned, and he's continuing in the current sloka. Yogaha dukkhaha bhavati. So the opposite he's saying. Okay, so for a person who is not following the rules of meditation, meditation is not possible. And one who follows the rules, like then the meditation is possible, and that meditation, yogaha dukkhaha bhavati, is meditation becomes destroyer of bondage. It becomes a success. Meditation will be successful for such a person who yukta ahara viharasya, one who regulates food and recreation. Ahara, food, vihara is recreation. Okay, so one who yukta means regulation. One who regulates ahara and vihara. Okay, yukta ahara viharasya yukta chestasya karmasu. One who acts moderately in duties, karmasu, in duties. So again, one who does not overwork, or one who does not become too lazy, right? So moderation in work. Yukta swapna avabodhasya is one who regulates sleep and waking. So one who is not sleeping too much or sleeping too less, and waking also, not the opposite of sleeping, right? So is balanced between waking and sleeping. So whatever is uh, required, that person is um following. When once follows such a you know rules or principles or practices, then meditation is possible. And with that meditation, one can destroy the bondage. One can destroy the miseries, or the meditation will destroy the miseries. Okay, this is a very important sloka. So Swamiji has selected this sloka for as part of module 1 for small kids, and so this is the first, in the first year of Vedic education, this sloka is there. So it's one of the fundamental slokas for living our life properly. And unfortunately, as we grow older, it becomes difficult. And also, with the indiscipline, we lose track, and will not, with that, we will not be able to meditate properly. And when we do not meditate properly, we will not be able to achieve the state of yoga. When we are not able to achieve that state of yoga, we will not be able to destroy our karmic bondage. When we are not able to destroy our karmic bondage, we will fall into this cycle of births and deaths. So, so it all starts with food, actions, and sleep in moderation. Right. So, in order to achieve the state of liberation, what slokas we need to chant, right? I mean, what is the key to achieving the liberation, state of liberation? It starts from here. Very simple activities of our life.
Prasad Garu, sorry, quick question. So when it says destroys, that means he doesn't, like we read in previous slokas, right? The person who is doing all these things, he doesn't distinguish between a sorrow and a happiness. That's what will happen. That's a stage you'll get to, right? So that pain and suffering, right? I mean, so destroys means because of the equanimity he's going to have, right? And duality, so he won't be, so he doesn't, right? Because he basically he's balanced kind of a mind, right? He doesn't know. That's what, right? I mean,
So basically, in a state of meditation, here we are talking about meditating on self, right? So when we are meditating on self, we are not interested in the rest of the activities that are going on. We are not interested in materialistic desires, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how can we say that I'm meditating, focusing on myself, when I'm thinking of all the things that are going on in the world, right? And also my desires, fears, and all that. I mean, if we went through that, we should get rid of all of them, and then sit there and focus our mind on ourselves. When we are doing that, right, we are already, we are in a balanced state of mind. With that, we are focusing on Atma. Okay. And when we are doing that, we will be clearing our karmic bondage. This is a method of clearing our karmic bondage. Perhaps when we come out of this stage, like let us say we meditate for an hour, right? when we come out of that stage, it creates a, it's like a shield around us,
Yeah.
which will not let us run into all directions again. So we are strengthening our mind, our intellect with that meditation. When we focus on Paramatma, he said, right, you have to focus on me as the Supreme. So when we focus on him, he's actually strengthening our self.
Yeah.
He's controlling our senses. He's controlling our mind and the intellect. So they become strong. So when they become strong, when we are awake, and we are awake in the sense when we are not doing the meditation, we go into the real world, then we will not be running after that.
Because
Right. So this is like one who is practicing in a gym is strengthening their muscles, and when they go into the real world, that muscles, the strengthened muscles, will be helpful for them. And when we do the meditation, we are strengthening our spiritual energy, which will strengthen our resolve, to control senses, mind, and intellect. And then it will be balanced. So when something's happen, for a normal person, they will be angry or fearful, agitated, or all kinds of emotions come into picture, like hatred and all that. For a person who is meditating, they will be balanced in that state.
yeah.
So for one who is going into a gym, very good question. So I think, if we do the analogy, right? So one who wants to do the exercises in a gym, they have to eat properly, right? Otherwise, it will not be useful. You do the gym and don't eat at all, and then you don't build the muscles, right? Or you will not be able to practice even. Like you try to lift a weight, and then you'll not be able to lift the weight. If someone eats properly, then they are able to do the exercise, whatever is needed. They are able to do it for a long time. Then that will build the muscle. And here also, one who is practicing all the principles of eating and sleeping and acting, right? For them, meditation becomes possible, and with the meditation, their spiritual energy will be strengthened. In in our terminology, just for our understanding's sake, right? So once we do the meditation, we become strong enough to be balanced when we go into the real world.
Withhold, yeah. Okay, all this thing. Understand it.
And of course, when we are balanced in the real world, we will not be acquiring karmic bondage. We will be doing the work with focus on Paramatma, because we have been practicing, right? So we have been meditating on Paramatma, so that when we are doing the activity, like doing any job or anything, we will do it as service to Paramatma, because that's what we have been focusing on, let's say in the morning. So when we do it as a service to Paramatma, then there's no karmic bondage. And also, apart from not acquiring new karmic bondage, we will also clear old karmic bondage that is not assigned to us yet. So with that, it becomes easy for us to move in the direction of enlightenment or self-realization.
Yeah.
Because karmic bondage is the one that is preventing us from doing the karma yoga, work in the path of liberation.
One thing I also noticed, and actually, this fasting and eating light also should be done based on the person's dosha. For Vata people, it's very, very difficult to fast. I'm a Vata person. I can I can eat light and all of that, but I should not be fasting too much. Whereas my wife is kapha, she can, fast more easily. Then the other thing, there is a tremendous change that comes when you eat light. Because what happened, the right nostril and left nostril, they both tend to open and all that. Yeah, so it's amazing how they gave us this ancient knowledge. Then meditation becomes a lot easier. For example, let's say I'm just making this up, if you are eating idli or dosha, instead of eating 3 or 4 doshas, if you eat only 1 or 2, or eat light instead of not eating at all, your meditation becomes much easier.
Right. Yeah, this definitely doesn't say fast. It is eat in moderation.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
no, I mean, it doesn't say do not eat at all. And of course, in our Vedic, practices, it is advised that we fast 1 day every 15 days on Ekadasi day, right? So
Yes.
so that way, that's the only day the fasting is suggested, not every day.
Yes.
So very well said, Balaji. I think, yeah, it is the eating habits is one important thing, and this work nowadays, work has become so difficult for us. Because of earlier in the olden days, people used to go to office 9 and then 9 or 10 o'clock, and then they'll come back at 5 or 6 o'clock and they're done, right? No work after that. With our phones, computers, and the jobs that require 24/7, we are always doing the work. And especially, unfortunately, I don't know if it's lack of planning or greed or, bad management. People are forced to overwork. And if you don't show our overworking, um, then then there is no recognition, promotion, or growth, right? I mean, it is expected that people have to work till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. It's expected people have to work till, um, very late night and Saturdays, Sundays, especially with people who are in computer programming related jobs. It has become a pain because of the teams are distributed all over the world. We have to work in all different time zones, and there are releases every weekend. Bugs happening, and then you have to fix the bug no matter what. You can't even say, "Oh, I have to sleep, I have to eat." Without eating and sleeping, you are working. So at a point of time, we have to really decide whether it is worth it. I from personal experience, I'm saying we burn out ourselves, and then we realize that okay, this is not. I mean, unfortunately, if we don't have this as our goal, then the work becomes work is the only goal that we'll have. We're not saying that don't work, but Lord Krishna, maybe he realized that this is what is going to happen 5,000 years later. He's saying, Yukta Chestasya Karmasu, is saying, otherwise he wouldn't have to say that. I mean, otherwise, regularly, all normal, especially if you take non-human beings, they have a perfect set schedule. They wake up at a particular time, eat at a time, sleep at a time. They don't have this kind of a issue. Only humans, only recently, I mean, last 20, 30 years, it has become a major issue. So people who are facing this problem, they would have to think, I mean, is earning money the goal? and or doing the work moderately, even if it means that we get less money, but focusing on ourselves, that is Atma.
Yeah.
Is that more important for us?
Yeah, that's very important. I was one
Yes.
of them 11 years ago. I would travel 100% globally and then, work until 1 o'clock in the morning, go back to office at 6, 7. So then, it just doesn't work either, neither spiritually nor even otherwise also. Especially after certain age, we have to make a decision,
Right. Yeah,
I'm okay to work 10 hours, that's no problem, 8 to 10 hours, but after that, it's...
Yeah. So if you don't have this as if you don't even know this concept,
Yes.
right? If you don't even know yoga, meditation, then the only thing that we'll be aware of is, okay, you just have to do the work. But
and
we have to know this is not the work is not our goal. Overworking is not our goal, should not be our goal.
No, that's very
Right.
true. And a lot of this, what I did was self-inflicted, right?
Yeah.
Because when you don't have satsang, you don't have this knowledge, you don't have a goal in life. So what all you know is just to work. That's very true. Sorry.
Yeah. I burned myself as well with that. And at the end of the day, it's not much that we gain. And that's exactly what happens. Like, there's nothing that we will take with us. None of this will come with us. You would have acquired so much karmic bondage. Unfortunately, we are taking that karmic bondage with us. But if we are practicing meditation and satsang, doing these activities are clearing our karmic bondage. They help in our work as well, as Balaji Gari also said. But yeah, we may not be able to take up 2 jobs. People work 2 jobs, 3 jobs just to get money, and status symbol. Really, I have to have power. I have to have money. So with that, you run after that, and then some people are successful. Yes, they are successful, materialistic, but what are they gaining at the end of their life? That is a question. So, thank you. Okay, so I will move on to the next sloka. I'll share my screen. Okay, you can see sloka 18.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please chant. Yada viniyatam chittam
Yada viniyatam chittam
atmanyevavatisthate
atmanyevavatisthate
nispruhah sarvakamebhyo
nispruhah sarvakamebhyo
yukta ityuchyate tada.
Yukta
yukta ityuchyate tada.
Let's chant together.
Yada
Yada
viniyatam
viniyatam
chittam
chittam
atmanyevavatisthate
atmanyevavatisthate
nispruhah
nispruhah
sarvakamebhyo
sarvakamebhyo
yukta
yukta
ityuchyate
ityuchyate
tada.
tada. Yada. Yada is when. some of the keywords I'm just saying so that it comes in many places. So yada is when, viniyatam chittam, well-controlled mind, atmani eva avatisthate, becomes established in Atma only. Atmani is in Atma, eva means only, in Atma only, becomes established in Atma only. So when well-controlled mind becomes established in Atma only, or focused or residing in Atma only, nispruhaha sarva kamebhyaha, free of longing for all desires, tada, then, yuktaha iti uchyate, that person is said to be yuktaha, or yogi, or fit for self-realization. So when a when-controlled mind is established in Atma only, free of all the desires, okay, any other desire other than Atma, then that person is fit for self-realization. I mean, we are, Lord Krishna is presenting this same principle in different ways, right? Different places in different. What is the most, what is our enemy, he said. Which is our enemy? Most powerful enemy. You're on mute, Badrigan.
Desires, desires.
Desire. Desires are our enemy.
Chapter 2.
So when you have to pick one, right? I mean, what do you have to be free of? Is you have to be free from desires.
Okay.
So when when our mind is focused on Atma, free from the desires,
I'm
because
just
the
going to
desires
rinse my
are
legs.
desires
Still have a lot
are
of swelling.
sorry. Desires are free. They're in our mind, right? We we want certain materialistic things in our life. Okay, so that is the desire, and we run after them. When we run after them, the focus is not on Atma. The focus is outside. Those desires will lead us to fear, anger, and destruction, final destruction. So if we are free of the desires, then we are able to focus our mind on the self only. And when we are free of desires, then we will not be, then we'll be balanced, right? Otherwise, those desires will, make us fearful, react in ways, like anger and all that. When we have a desire and that desire is satisfied, we go overboard. So primary root cause of all problems is desires. So in this particular sloka again, Lord Krishna is saying, when we are free of desire, the mind is free of desires. So the well-controlled mind, that well-controlled mind, when it is focused on Atma only, then that person is eligible to get self-realization, is fit to get self-realization. Okay. There is this classic question comes up. A lot of times people ask, okay, if you don't have desires, then not be, you'll not be able to achieve anything in life. You'll not be happy, right? The desires are the motivation to work, right? How do you answer that? I mean, we went through a few times.
You can have a goal, right? But you can't have a and, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one should have a goal and work towards the goal without any expectation. Put 100% effort. They will
Yes.
result to Paramatma. Yeah.
So can I have a just have a desire and then say that that is my goal and then work towards that goal? How do you justify that? Right? I mean, let's say I want to enjoy,
Dharmabadhanam, I mean, yeah,
a power or money or something like that. So that is my desire. So then I make that as my goal and work towards that. So will that be okay?
I mean, you need contentment in everything. How much you need, that kind of balance and jnana one should have throughout his life.
So when we are
What we need
focusing on
is,
the result,
sorry, go ahead.
no, I was going to say, when you do the work with desire, your focus is more on the result than actually being efficient. That makes us, karmanya adhikarasya is one sloka. I think, the Gita is not saying you should not have a goal. Goal and desire are different. Suppose, I have a goal that I want to, become something. But the problem is doing that with the attachment is where the problem is. If you do that without attachment as karma yoga, see, that is where people fall into trap, right? 99.9% of the people think unless you have emotion, what you call anxiety, tension, you cannot really achieve results. That got ingrained into corporate world.
Yes.
See, you can do $1 million project without moving a needle. But where the problem comes, because everybody is doing with attachment and desire, they can't trust each other. That creates friction. So we are our own victims in the real world. We can do all of these things much more and much better if we actually do that without devoid of desire.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, how do I differentiate between a desire and goal? Or is there any even difference? Every desire can be a goal, or every goal can be a desire?
Yeah, I mean, when you are doing it as offering to Paramatma, or let us say you are doing it with acknowledging that there is a higher power that is actually deciding the result. I'm not controlling the outcome. Right? That actually, for an ordinary person without Gita knowledge, it is difficult. They will not be able to differentiate. That is the main problem they have. How can I have a goal without desire?
Right.
That's the fundamental problem.
So when I do
I
everything,
mean, first of all, for an ordinary person, desires are good things. Right?
Otherwise,
So,
tamasic, they become tamasic.
yeah, so desires, I need to have desires. That is the, I mean, because we all, I went through it, that's why I'm saying. It's not like, criticizing anybody. We all, we are brought up like that only. I mean, we have a desire. And then we work towards those desires, right? So when we have such a way of living, But now Bhagavad Gita is saying suddenly like you should not have desire, free of desires. So then, how do I implement it? Like now, how can I make sense of that particular statement? Is
Every
the question.
what you have, if you do as a service to Paramatma, okay, as prescribed in the scriptures, right? Okay, and you'll do that in a righteous way, and you're doing as an offering to, like Balaji Garu said, is an offering to Paramatma, and without expectations kind of a thing, that you are doing the work. Okay, yes, right. I mean, you're offering it to him, and you're taking his permission to do it, and with the full acknowledgement that whatever comes out of that is his prasada kind of a thing, right? I mean, that you're going to dedicate to Paramatma. And I don't know that I answered your question of desire between different
You
desire.
run after, like Balaji Gar said, if you develop the attachment, you will be running after that. Even we think it's a goal, like it will become a desire, and you go after it whole life.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many side effects, right? So basically, you will be losing energy, and you are doing the
Happiness.
yeah, desire. See, the main thing is you are not. I mean, we are not following karmanya adhikarasya at that point. We are doing work with the attitude that we are controlling the outcome of the work. That's the main problem with the desire. And when we don't get it, then we are deeply upset, and it changes our whole paradigm of working. Versus, I have a goal, I will continue to work towards that, subjected to Paramatma's. So that is almost at some level, to me, it's common sense. If you observe life experiences, the result is not in our control. And unfortunately, when people are don't have this knowledge, they think they're controlling every single thing in life, including work outcome.
I think another way is materialistic object is a desire. Okay, any materialistic kind of a thing is a desire, and anything it could be. Okay, so I mean, that's what I feel actually, right? And that Balaji actually common sense, right? We'll know that, of course, right? I mean, yes, I may not know that when I'm a child, that's a desire or a goal, but when I'm grown up kind of a thing, now after reading this, we know, right, what is the desire versus what is the necessity versus right, a materialistic object that may not be, may not need it, but just for the state of status symbol, or you like it. Okay, sometimes it's more for fun, you want to have it. Okay, that becomes a desire rather than a goal. If I want to become if I want to go to the next level in my work, okay, I have a goal. I want to become my MD or something like that. That's my goal. Okay, that I can achieve it, that's a different thing. But at least I want to perform my work 100% and go to the next level of getting that, and do it righteous way, and what is right for my organization kind of a thing. I'm doing the right thing, right? And that's kind of a goal. But if I'm thinking that, oh, okay, when I become an MD or a director, I might get a 300K or $500,000 kind of a thing, or some kind of money, right? And that becomes a desire.
Service to God.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think, again, this is just a general discussion, right? You're absolutely right, Vedrigar. So, the only reason why I do a work is a benefit that I'm going to enjoy. Okay? If I'm doing some work, the only reason why I'm doing that work is for a benefit that I want to enjoy. That is a desire. Okay? Compared to that, I anyway have to do it. Now, the outcome of that work is our goal, right? There is a slight difference there. I mean, based on what you say, I just said, right? I'm the only reason why I want to do this particular thing is the 300K that I want to enjoy. If that is not there, like that 300K is not there, then I would not even do the job. I don't like the job, I don't want to do it, right? Okay, I have an option to not even do it. The only reason I'm doing it is I am thinking of a particular result for my own enjoyment. So that is, I mean, in general terms, we can say it is a desire. It's not a goal anymore. Like you in that particular case, the 300K the bonus or salary, that you want, and now you set that as a goal. It will not become a goal, because you don't have to do that work. Okay, if that outcome is not there, then you don't want to do that, right? If it is a duty that we have, duty means you cannot skip it, you cannot avoid it. Then the outcome of that is a goal, right? So when I'm doing a duty, I want to do the best. The outcome is winning or success or whatever is the definition. Then that is a goal. The purpose of that is to achieve that goal. Okay. I mean, the purpose of, anyway, we have to do the work. The purpose of doing that work is to achieve the goal. Now, if we don't, when we achieve the goal, it is not for my own enjoyment. Okay. So, and there is no attachment to that goal. So if I get it, fine. If I don't get it, fine. Because anyway, you are doing the work, right? It's not like you would have skipped the work if you don't get the. See, typically what happens is you spend, say, for example, you spend $100 in lottery tickets. 50 lottery tickets you purchased. You want to get $1 million. Now, if you spend that $100 and you don't win the lottery ticket, immediate thinking is I shouldn't have done it. Nobody forced me to do it. I shouldn't have done it. Right? So in that particular case, that $1 million is a desire that I have. Even in work also, if nobody is forcing me to take a particular thing, but I'm attracted because of whatever is the money or things like that. Okay, then I want it. Okay, I want that result. So that is a desire, and the work that I'm doing is not. You cannot now redefine it, package it, saying that okay, now my goal is to achieve that. Unfortunately, we are all we do not know what is our duties, first of all, clearly. So we look at somebody and then say, okay, this is my desire. I mean, this is the outcome that I want. Then we are packaging that as, this is my goal to achieve it. This is my goal and I want to enjoy that. That will never become a goal. Say, for example, in case of Arjuna, he has to fight no matter what. Okay, right? Now, he wants to win when he's fighting. Can you call that as a desire? No. When he wins, right, is it for his own enjoyment? No. That is a goal. If he, let us say, doesn't get it in the first attempt, he won't be like disturbed by it. Because he won't be thinking, oh, I shouldn't have done it, right? Because anyway, he's going to do it. He should have done it. So let's say I'm working in a project. I'm taking salary, I'm working in a project. Now, I can have a goal of successful project, right? As long as I do not, my focus is not on that particular result where I'm going to get a bonus attached to that success, and I want to enjoy that bonus. We are perfectly on the right path. We are doing the duty. We have a goal. It is not a desire, no matter what it is. Like we are working 12 hours, 15 hours, that's fine. we have a particular goal to achieve. Fine. Typically, a lot of these materialistic enjoyments are not our goals. We can clearly see, like going to a party, going to bar or something like that. The people who do it are so these are optional things for us, right? The certain things are mandatory according to Vedic practices, but a lot of things are not mandatory. So we impose on ourselves because we look at the the outcomes. We want to enjoy the outcomes. Throw a party of 100 people, 200 people, go to a big place and then really enjoy, right? And then there is a kind of expectation that enjoyment is one expectation, and then getting benefit out of it through other means is an expectation. So as long as that is clearly a desire, an optional duty, optional work compared to the project work we have or some jobs that we are doing, where we have to achieve a particular result. That is a goal, and we continue to achieve. If it is not possible this year, it will be possible next year. We can continue to work. Right. So I think the differentiating factor is it my duty?
Yeah.
Is it my duty, and am I driven by the result?
Yeah. So the statement makes sense, and goal becomes a desire when outcome is attached with a materialistic benefit.
No, that's not the criteria.
Okay.
See, you are working in a job, you are getting materialistic benefit. Every whatever we do, we are getting some materialistic benefit, right? Whether you are doing the work solely because of the materialistic benefit, that is the difference.
For the
obviously there will be some materialistic benefit, right? So if we are working in a job, we get salary, that's a materialistic benefit. We go someplace where we enjoy, it's a materialistic benefit, right? So, but are we doing that particular activity solely for that materialistic benefit? Or is it your duty to do it? If it is not our duty, right? And why are you doing it then?
Enjoying.
Because of the result that you are expecting. There is an expectation. There is a desire. It all leads to now one after the other. Because the only reason you are doing it is because of the expectation. So then it becomes a desire. From expectations come desire to fear, and then to anger, and then to destruction, right? So that is the path. But if I have no expectations, I have to do my duty. Whether there is materialistic benefit or not, it's not going to be a problem for me, right? And definitely when we are doing the work, we have to do the best, right? This is where the difference is. Like people say, if you don't have a desire, you will not do the best, right? You have to dealing the two. That's what again, Bhagavad Gita says very clearly. When we are doing the work, duty, do your best. Don't think that result, again, as Balaji mentioned, that the result is for me. I want a particular result. It is for me. That's why, I'm doing it. We should not be doing that. But we know the result. What is going to happen. It's not that we don't know the result. Like somebody is taking a test, right? What is the result going to be? A grade, B grade, or fail, right? You already know. When you're doing a project, you know whether it's successful or failure. When whatever task that we do, we already know the result. right? But we are not bound by that result for doing that particular work. And we will not go back and rethink, oh, I shouldn't have done it. So if we detach ourselves from that result, from a possessive nature, like we are attachment to the result. That's what Karma Yoga says, right? So if we are, whatever result we get, we can enjoy it, but don't get attached to it with an expectation that I'm going to get it, and then this is for my enjoyment. And then you do all the work, and then let us say the result is taken by somebody else. Ideally, we should not be even bothered by it. But of course, if it is injustice, we have to fight, right? We should not let somebody just do adharma. Like, for example, Pandavas cannot just let Kauravas do adharma, and then they think that, okay, I just do my duty, as a kshatriya or something like that, without fighting the dharma. So if it is our duty to fight the dharma, yes, we have to do it. And typically it's our duty as well. I mean, it's not, we should not let other people steal things like that. So anyway, so the goal and desire are two different things. You cannot have a goal and then turn into a desire, or you cannot have a desire and then turn into a goal. Okay. The primary factor is the duty or optional work. Second is, what is the motivation in both the cases, right? And do you have an expectation, attachment to that result for your own enjoyment, or you are doing the duty with no expectation? Whatever may be the result, it is service to God. If we have that, it becomes a goal. In other case, it becomes a desire. So here, Lord Krishna is saying, get rid of the desires, right? So if we don't have the desires, the only thing that we will be doing is the duties, right? We will not be doing, isn't it? If I don't have the desire to buy 10 houses, whatever is my duty, I'll do. Unfortunately, today, basically, everybody is born with certain duties, right? So unfortunately, we don't do that duty, but look at what is the materialistic benefit that other person is getting in the world. And then I want to do that activity in order to enjoy that materialistic result, same result. So people have started doing, any job that they can do, right? So that, I mean, everyone in, that we have today, except a few maybe, right? It's all, okay, am I getting the materialistic result? Look at that. Okay, make that as my goal and then work towards it.
Sorry, just quickly on that point. And I mean, so if a person thinks that he loses money by putting in saving something like that, he's reinvesting that, whether it's buying one home or two homes, something like that, right? So he's trying to, yes, at the end of the day, I understand he's not donating it to a charity, right? Okay, but maybe he will at a later time, but he's just reinvesting it so that it doesn't lose the value, right? I mean, yes, it's a materialistic benefit, but at the end of the day, he's protecting this thing, right? I mean, knowingly, why should I put it somewhere where I would lose money?
So your duty is to take care of the money you have, right? Nobody is saying throw the money out.
Yeah, protect what you earned, right? Protect what you earned. I mean,
So let's say we have, even like, for example, a king, right? They have all the, pleasures in their world. I mean, they have to take care of the people, take care of the money, take care of this.
Financials.
That becomes a duty for them. So whatever money you have, you protect it and use it for a good purpose.
Yeah.
Don't do it. I mean, like, let us say you have $1 million and you want to protect it, grow it in a dharmic way, no problem, right? So that's your duty, and use it for good purposes. Now, on the other side, somebody wants to, engage in all these scams and things like that. I want to earn a quick buck. That is not right.
That's it. It's not
One
right.
is a clear. I mean, there's a clear difference here. Both are trying to earn money only, but one is earning in a dharmic way, right? The other one is trying to find shortcuts and stealing or doing all these kind of scams. So if let us say, even if we have, let's say, $1 million, okay, I need to grow it. I want to grow it fast, and then that becomes a desire, and then take a dharmic ways, then it's a problem. One example is Sam Bankman-Fried,
The
right?
yeah, one guy. Yeah.
So you have money, you are, there is God's given gift to you. Why do you have to do all the other things that in order to earn quickly more money, right? So unfortunately, he suffered because of that.
Yeah, unfortunate. Yeah,
And again, it is very difficult. Once it is like people who have power and money, they get intoxicated,
some reason, right? Yeah.
right? So with that, they think it becomes their right to do whatever they. I mean, it's like a Duryodhana character, right?
Yeah.
So becoming intoxicated, and then it becomes like, okay, this is my right. I have to do it. Again, I don't want to take names, but someone who doing that, and in the past also people have done it, and countries have, been destroyed because of that, right? Then they are intoxicated by it. But they're following the dharmic principles on earning money or growing the money, using it for proper purposes. No problem.
That's good. So goal becomes desire if it is not your duty that you should not do, right? And you do something just for the materialistic benefit. Sorry, no, it's not the duty, right? And but we still do it for the materialistic benefit.
Right. I mean, we cannot call that as a goal anymore. It's only a desire.
Yeah. It would.
And if it is my duty, I'm doing it, irrespective of the result that I'm going to get. But I have a goal to achieve something. Then it is a goal.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a desire.
This reminds me, and Prasad, what you just said. Satyam Ramalingarajan.
Yeah.
Who was that company he started, right? What was that?
Satyam Computer. Satyam.
Satyam Computers. So when somebody asked him, why did you do this? He said, it was riding a tiger for him. Once he got into the fraudulent way of managing, he said, basically, I was riding a tiger. If I get down from the tiger, it will eat me. So I could never get out of the fraudulent way of working. That's what he said. So, Steve, that was
Very good
interesting.
lesson. Yeah. I mean, some of these people are not bad people, right? But they get into this loop, as you said, right?
Exactly.
And like one who is intoxicated, in that moment, they do things. But if you ask them outside, like if they are not intoxicated, they are good. But when intoxicated, I'm talking about that state of mind where they cannot think properly. So goal and desires are different. We spent a few minutes on this one because it always comes up. And while working on life management and Gita workbooks, something that I try to put this one. Whenever we say, talk about the student studying, that's a goal because it's a duty for the student. A job, I'm doing a job, I have a duty, I need to be successful in job. That's again a goal. So we're not saying that you should not have those as goals and you should not work towards it. I mean, in fact, if you don't have that attachment expectation of a particular result, the result is going to be even better than what it will be. Recently, I shared Bumrah's YouTube. It's like 5-minute clipping. Like he's a cricketer, fast bowler for India, right? I mean, I was so amazed with the way, the clarity in which he was talking. Perfectly Bhagavad Gita. We can see the result. I mean, India won all 9 games, and Bumrah is one of the top bowlers in the entire World Cup, right? So, if you listen to him, you'll think, oh, he's not going to get even a single wicket, and he will not perform at all, right? But in fact, the opposite is happening. Okay.
Yeah.
He's saying, I'm just doing my duty. That's it. I don't think about the result and all that.
Yeah.
There are 5 minutes of talk.
As
Really
if
good.
as if he read Bhagavad Gita. I'm a detached. I made notes someday. I'm a not result oriented. I'm a detached person. I don't keep a tab of comparing myself with others who is better. Focusing on our strength, everything is in our control. We just focus on that, right? I mean, yeah. So there's there's 4 things kind of thing he mentioned, as if he, someone.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you so much, Andy. It's
It has to be
amazing.
ingrained it has to become our second nature. What people don't realize is we are all human. It only take a split second for the mind to waver and, that kind of thing, right? So nobody is an exception. So once you kind of do like this sadhana every day, then it becomes your second nature.
Right.
Otherwise, mind will keep on, trying to I wouldn't say cheat, but it will do its dharma. Mind's dharma is to take you what is more comfortable and emotional versus, what is more logical and dharma, right? So
Right.
that's why.
Yeah, the statement is that he's not result oriented. He's just he's following the process, right? Training process. Just do what he's supposed to do. Focus on what he needs to do. That's it. And
I also like Gandhiji's example. And Gandhiji, nowadays for every small thing, they want guns, bombs, and nuclear bombs, all these things, without owning a single gun, without really hurting anyone physically. He could stand in front of British, Ravi Astamintan Samrajya. So this British was so vast, some part of British Empire, the sun was there those days. So I think that there cannot be any greater example than that. Gandhiji said in his own words, when I am in big trouble, and I'm full of sorrow. I just lost my way. I open Gita randomly and I will find a sloka that pacifies me. And again, I become a normal person and start operating. And I also heard that he used to make everybody chant the last 18 slokas of second chapter, Sthitaprajna qualities, 54 to 72, or 55 to 72, every day.
Oh,
He practically lived those slokas. That's how he got freedom for India.
very good. Yes. Yeah, these are very great examples. So,
I mean, some people
nice discussion.
has
Thank you.
criticism for Gandhiji, which I don't agree. They say he did not take proper decisions after freedom and all. But we have to observe how
I mean,
he.
basically, I mean, from the perspective of Bhagavad Gita, if we limit ourselves to just that Bhagavad Gita, right, then that's perfect. I mean, he didn't care for the power and all that, and he was doing his duty. Right? He was not forcing anybody to do anything. But you see what is happening if you if people may think that okay, nobody will care, but the opposite has happened again. Same Bumrah example, they are following Bhagavad Gita principle. On the outside it looks like, oh, they are not going to win at all, right? But they are the ones who are winning. Same Mahatma Gandhi, when he's practicing principles of Bhagavad Gita, and from outside it looks like nobody will care about him, but everybody followed him.
And the surprising thing, everyone, all the leaders, Mahatmas, they actually wrote commentary on Gita. Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Vinoba Bhave. See, things did not come randomly. They really worked in the framework of Gita.
Yes.
Every one of those days. It was amazing.
Yep. Amazing principles. Thank you. We'll cover one more sloka, hopefully. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Sloka 19. Share my screen. Hope we can see sloka 19.
Yes, sir, we can see it. Yeah.
Please chant. Yatha dipo nivatastho.
Yatha dipo nivatastho.
Nengate sopama smruta.
No, nengate sopama smruta.
Yogino yata chittasya.
Yogino yata chittasya.
Yunjato yogamatmanaha.
Yunjato yogamatmanaha.
Let's chant together.
Yatha dipo nivatastho. Nengate sopama smruta. Yogino yata chittasya. Yunjato yogamatmanaha.
So in this sloka 19, Lord Krishna is saying, Yadha deepaha na ingate nivatasthaha. Just as lamp does not flicker in a windless place. Yatha deepaha, just as lamp, na ingate, does not flicker, nivatasthaha, in a windless place. I mean, I'm talking about not an electric lamp, the lamp that is lit with the wick and oil, right? Some of the people today, they don't know that, they only know electric bulbs. The lamp that is lit, okay. So when there is wind, It flickers, it moves. But when there is no wind, it glows constantly without turning off, without blowing off, right? So Lord Krishna is saying, Yatha deepaha na ingate nivatastaha sa upama smruta, that is considered as similar to what? Yata chittasya yoginaha atmanaha, to the self of a yogi whose mind is under control. Okay, yata chittasya, mind under control, one whose mind is under control, yoginaha atmanaha, self of a yogi. So just as a lamp that does not flicker when there is no wind or in a windless place, similarly, the Atma of a yogi whose mind is under control does not flicker. So yogi, Lord Krishna is even qualifying yogam yunjataha, who is engaged in meditation for self-realization. So the Atma does not flicker. It glows constantly, just as a lamp that glows constantly when there is no wind blowing. What does that mean? So this yogi is interested or focused on his Atma, right? He's doing so. In case of a lamp example, right? If you place the lamp outside when there is wind going, when there is wind, it starts flickering. How do you prevent it from flickering? You'll put a shield around it, right? So glass shield, something like that around it. So then it constantly glows. It will not turn off. It will not flicker. Okay, it will continue to shine. Same way, one who is interested in self-realization, when they are doing the meditation, who is engaged in meditation, their Atma continues to glow. That meditation acts as a shield. Right? Not only when they are doing when they are actually sitting there. I mean, Lord Krishna said, how do you do the meditation, right? In the previous session, we went through that. So you're physically sitting at one place and then doing the meditation. One who is engaged in that meditation, even when they are, you extend it, right? When they build that shield around them, imagine that building a shield around them. So when they come out of that and then doing the regular activity also, their Atma continues to shine. Right? So they will be shielded from all the desires, all the external influences on them. Okay? So that is why it is important for us to focus inwards, do the meditation, and and then we will be able to shine just like a lamp that shines in a windless place. again, I think going back to our example of Bumrah, who is the fast bowler in the Indian cricket team, right? He was probably doing the meditation. I think nobody is covering that, but I'm pretty sure they are definitely going through this exercise of meditation and message of Bhagavad Gita. So even when they are not doing that, they are constantly in that meditation mode. Even when they're playing, they're applying the same principles, not just while sitting there, and then doing the meditation in a particular session. But when they're actually doing their duties, they're able to, their Atma shines. They're not focused on the external, desires and external factors. They're not influenced by them, but they're focused on self, continuing to focus on self. Their focus on the self will not die down. Just like, this lamp, just, this blows off if there's a lot of wind, right? But if you put a shield, it will continue to shine. Same way, if you are doing the meditation, if you are strengthening ourselves, then wherever we are, it builds a shield around us. We will not be impacted by what is happening around us. So if we are impacted by what is happening around us, then we have to continue to practice further.
So again, these are sthita prajna qualities, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is one of the means of balancing ourselves, right? Reach that, one of the means of reaching the state of sthita prajna. Okay, any questions before we conclude? Today we covered 3 slokas. Okay. We'll conclude with the concluding prayer. Kayena vacha
मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात्
करोमि यत् सकलं
सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि
श्रीमन्नारायणायेति
श्रीमन्नारायणायेति समर्पयामि
सर्वं
श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु
श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु। ॐ सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः।
नमः।
जय श्रीमन्नारायण। जय श्रीमन्नारायण। Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Jai Shrinarayan.
Jai Shrinarayan.
We can stop recording.
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Jai Shrinarayan.